We just did that and not even record.
You believe that?
Oh, that's all right.
We're recording now, though. All right, buddy. How long have you been shooting with us, Dustin?
Oh, you know, about a year and a half, almost two.
About a year and a half or two, okay. And you've got some of your own personal guns sitting there in front of you.
Correct. I've got this guy and this guy. This is my centerfire. This is my 22.
Okay. You know, you told me about your 22 in the action.
Yeah.
And when I felt that action, I was blown away. Tell us what that is over there.
So this gun over here is just a, this is a standard Tikka T1X. Has a little bit of modification done on the bolt here. And then we've taken the original stock off of it, dropped it in a KRG chassis. The only other upgrade I'm going to end up doing over time is been a new barrel on here. That is a factory barrel, but I feel like, you know, a better quality barrel, this gun would be just as good or right up there with, you know, your Rimx and your Voodoo, even your CZ. Matter of fact, to let you know, this one stayed in my arsenal. I also have a CZ 457 varmint MTR. As it sets right now with that tuner, it can keep up with or outshoot my CZ at 100 yards.
That is awesome, dude. So you're going to upgrade the barrel
at some point, yes.
And it's got a tuner on it, right? That barrel has
yes.
a tuner on it. So spending more money on a barrel, you think it's going to get you more accuracy?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's one of those deals. You know, you can stay with factory barrels, and you know, I just feel like you get a little more accuracy, more repeatability out of a custom barrel versus a factory barrel. I'm not saying factory barrels are bad. I'm just saying, in my acknowledgement, I mean, let's go over here to my centerfire. I know if I was to keep it in a factory barrel, it would not shoot a one-hole group. This gun is capable, and I do have photos of me shooting a one-hole group with this gun. So that's why I would go with a custom barrel.
So that 22 right there, when you upgrade the barrel, you spend more money.
Correct.
To upgrade the barrel, because the
yes.
barrel's not going to be a cheap thing, right?
Correct.
And
I'm probably looking at about, I don't know yet, but my assumption, probably close to $500 on a barrel for the 22.
Okay. And you're expecting to get $500 worth of performance, right? I mean, would you say that you're going to gain a lot more performance by changing, or probably don't know at this point, right? You're just going off of what we've seen.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those deals with that tuner. It's going to be tough, but I'm hoping that with getting a custom barrel, I won't have to run a tuner.
There you go. There you go. Now that's knowledge talking right there, because you know that because we don't run tuners on our Rimx's, right?
Correct.
Okay. That is an awesome 22, buddy. What scope you running on there?
So this is an Ass-on Helos BTR Gen2. You know, for 22 scope, I think it's good. Is there better scopes out there? Absolutely. You know, to be honest, I know there's an Arken EP5 sitting in front of me. I do have a chance to look through it. Would I say it's on the same playing field? I mean, it's pretty close. I think I can catch a little more better details and a little bit further distance with this guy. But is it in capabilities? Yeah. I mean, it's right there with it, not gonna lie. But as you can see, it just sits on my gun, not the EP5.
All right, guys, we're down here at Panther Hollow in the shop, and I haven't had my coffee this morning, but we're down here BSing, having some fun, and we've made a few attempts to finish this video out. For some reason, my camera's not cooperating, but here we go again. Dustin, we left off, we were talking about this German glass compared to the Arken there. We'll get this going.
Oh yeah. So this particular scope here, how I would classify these scopes here, just kind of lay this out really quick. Mike made a previous video about, I don't know which scope he was talking about, being a Porsche and then maybe this being like a Volkswagen. but this is in my perspective with just looking through the glass this morning. Not really shooting behind it, but just looking through the glass. This is definitely going to be your Porsche. This to me is going to be around like a Chevy Cruze. This will be an Athon Helos BTR Gen2. I'm going to put this in like a Chevy Malibu. It was a little bit of an upgrade over this one in my personal perspective. Are they on par? They're very close to each other. I just personally like this one for my eye. Now, if I want to get down to, you know, better quality all the way around, I'm going to go with this guy, the Leica, and it's coming from a guy that's owned a Recon Gen 2, a Mark V Leopold, and you know, I've also had a Revix in my lineup at one point, a Revix PMR 428, and I've also had a Razor Gen 2 as well. So this is what lives on my centerfire guns. It will always probably be in my collection. It's a great scope for the money. Is it on par with these guys? These guys are great for entry level. This stands alone on a top tier scope in my personal perspective. So to give you a little bit backstory really quick on this particular rifle and gun, Mike and I set this gun up together on a Thursday evening or afternoon per se. Threw the scope on there, got a rough zero with about 6 shots or so. Both had a ball game to attend, so the next day I loaded up about 5 bullets, shot a 1-hole group, saw the trace, every bullet going through the hole, through this particular Leica scope. The following day, which would have been a Saturday, Mike had a golf ball shoot that we generally have. This day was particularly at 525 yards on the golf ball. We get 3-siders, shoot maybe an 8-inch by 8-inch plate. Could be smaller, but I think that's my recollection, what I can remember. The first bullet I shot, it was a windy, cold day. I saw my bullet trace. I was way off to the right for the wind conditions, so I made my adjustments. The next 2 shots I got on plate. Both impacts laid right on top of each other out there at 525 yards, and then I was able to make a first round impact on the golf ball. We do get 10 shots at the golf ball. I only had to take 1 that day. Luckily that won me some money, so I'm very tickled with the rifle. Really love the scope. Can I say that I could do that with an Arken? I don't know. I haven't personally tried it, but just from the clarity, what I have seen so far, I don't think that I'm going to be able to see a bullet trace through that scope like I could this one. I know for a fact I couldn't see the bullet trace on this guy over here, and I think this clarity of glass on the Helos versus the Arken, I think is a little better in my personal perspective. Your eye may be different than mine, but that's just my take on it all.
So, just to clarify, we shoot in a cornfield, right?
Correct, with no backstop, no nothing. It's pretty well wide open field. I don't know, probably maybe 1,400 yards out there. Pretty heavy timber, so that's kind of what stops the bullets from keep going further.
So, if you hadn't seen your trace on that plate, I mean, you think you would be able to see your bullet splash?
Yes, you can see the bullet splash with the Leica. I did see myself. I've seen the bullet impact the golf ball, and we have it on video too to back that.
So I mean, I'm saying the first one you missed, I mean, if you hadn't seen the trace, would you have seen your splash in the dirt?
Yeah, I would have seen the splash in the dirt. Just would have been a hard call what to do at that point.
I got you. So we have a full-size deer target, and we've set that up, I think 1049.
Correct, 1049.
And we're shooting golf balls at 1049.
Correct.
On a full-size deer target.
Correct, and we put the golf ball where the heart would be at that point, yes.
So, how important, because I know that the 3 scopes sitting there, which one cuts a Mirage better? In your opinion, which scope cuts the Mirage better?
Just like a hands down. I mean, I had tried to shoot with that, or I tried this particular, not this exact scope, but one like it on another gun that far out, and it didn't cut the Mirage. Matter of fact, I had a hard time picking up the golf ball really clear like I could with this gun, with this particular guy.
So would you think you would have a competitive advantage if a guy had the exact same gun as this one, right? But only had an Arken on there and you had a Leica? Who would have the competitive advantage?
I would say I would have the advantage just for the clarity of the glass, being able to cut the Mirage a lot better, and being able to see your bullet flying through the air. I think you would be able to get impact faster on a golf ball with the Leica than you would the Arken.
So, guys, we're not aiming at, you know, 3 MOA size plates at whatever range. We're shooting MOA size plates at range. So if we're talking 800 yards, it's 8 inches, 600 yards, 6 inches, so on and so forth. So we try to shoot MOA style plates. The deer obviously is a full size deer, and we had a golf ball on there just for fun playing around. So how we close out the video is Dustin, I really like your Leica. I like it a lot, and I'd like to trade for it. Would you be willing to listen to a trade?
I mean, I'll listen, yeah.
I will trade you 6 EP5s, and I'm serious right now. I'll trade you 6 EP5s for your Leica. Would you do that?
No, and for the fact is, because I like the way this one works, and the fact is, I would end up with another Leica, so I'd have to sell all 6 of those to begin with, and it'd be hard for me to sell them. Not a fast sell, so I just stick with what I have.
Now that was offering more for that. I mean,
yeah, obviously it would be more money than what it would cost for me to replace it, but for the time that I would spend trying to sell those to get that, I'd rather just keep what I have.
There you go, guys. Guys, again, Dustin just stopped by here. He manned up, sat in front of the camera. We didn't rehearse any of this. This is like take 2 or 3 because my camera's messed up. I'm just being honest with you. I don't have to say that in this video. I could just cut it out and go on. But we done this cold. We don't. These are real videos by real people that really shoot. And I'm not saying that anybody else doesn't. I'm just saying what we do. We got Jared over here to the side. He's with us, and he shoots. He's been shooting with us for a while. And we're just some, you know, good old country boys that like to have fun, but we know what we're talking about. And who cares who's shooting what? As long as you're out on the range and you're having fun, that's really, really all that matters. We have guys that shoot $5,000–6,000 scopes, and we have guys that shoot couple $100 scopes, exactly. And they all get out there and shoot with us. That's what it's all about. It's camaraderie, right? So may the Lord bless you this week and watch over you. This is Mike from Panther Holo Sporting Optics. I appreciate you guys watching, and this is just a perspective from another shooter. You guys don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.